RedBeard, ship of metal.
Right, I'm on the tour bus, joined in Bristol by Steffen Kummerer of the band Obscura. How's it going, sir?
Hi, everything's fine so far. We are here in Bristol at the third tour day, and well, all the bands stink like hell, and besides that, we have enough beer, and everything's working so far.
Brilliant. And as you said, third day of the tour. How's the tour gone so far? You said there was some problems with the bass amp, for example.
Well, yesterday at Neurotic Death Fest, we blew our bass amp through half of the set. Unfortunately, it's the bass amp for the whole tour crew and all of the bands, so we have to sort out another solution. But besides that, everything went fine. Oh, and Beneath the Massacre had to cancel their first tour. The first show because they got stuck in Russia. So we haven't had any crew, any merchandiser, nor a sound engineer for the first show, which was pretty interesting, very old school. And well, besides this, everything went well. Oh, by the way, we just have the third show tonight, so I don't know what's going wrong tonight, but we'll see.
And are you looking forward to the tour as a whole? I mean, you're touring with some great bands, so are you looking forward to touring the country with them?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Hate Eternal put out a lot of great records. I'm not that used to Beneath the Massacre, but I know a few members of them. And Defiled is very, very special because I saw them, I guess, 7 years ago alongside Mayhem from Norway, which was the weirdest package ever. And it was a very, very interesting show. So I'm looking forward to tour with all those three bands. Let's see what's happening.
You're from Germany, aren't you? And how do you feel that? I mean, do you enjoy getting out of Germany? Do you kind of feel you know the Germans, sort of how they're going to react, and do you enjoy like coming to foreign shores, really, and spreading your music?
First, I have to mention that every German is pretty happy to leave Germany, so we are very happy to tour outside of our country. And of course, it's pretty interesting to tour the UK because it's completely different. Especially the peppermint sauce is something special. Nah, but honestly, I really like the culture of the pubs here. It's something really special, and it's something we do not have in Germany that way. So let's see what Bristol have to offer. And I guess tomorrow we are in Manchester, and the day after in London at Underworld. It's in near to Camden Market, and it's something we want to explore. But in general, it's just awesome to tour in foreign countries, wherever it is. So.
Excellent. Your latest album, Olivium, is that right? Yeah, was out late last month. How has that been received by your fans and by critics as well?
So far, pretty well, and the sales are also very good so far. But the critics are positive. It's just a little bit weird that people seem to know us better than we do. Yeah, but all in all, the reactions are quite positive. Most of the people think that the album is a little bit more mature. Maybe that relies to our consistent lineup. We are still recording with the same lineup and with the same producer, so we can work a little bit more on the details. And I guess people recognize that. So, I don't know. I guess the real success fans will decide. So, you can say within 1 or 2 years, if people still listen to the albums and say, oh, well, today I want to listen to Vortex and Olivium again because it's a good song, then you know that it's a successful album. I don't care if somebody listens to the album once and then throw it in the car, and that's it.
Yeah. And can you tell us a little bit about this album? Like, it's based on Friedrich Schelling's On Nature's Connection to the Spirit, for example. Can you tell us what fans can expect from this album?
If you're familiar with the Cosmogenesis album, the previous one, you can expect this album in a little bit more dark feeling. I love to speak about feelings, not only about techniques. And we added a little bit more 7-string guitars to the whole album, and the whole range of different styles is a little bit bigger. And I guess lyrical-wise, it's the second album of a concept out of 4 albums. So it started with Cosmogenesis. Olivium, as you mentioned, a novel by Friedrich Schelling, is based on the evolution in a very abstract and theme. And I guess if you're a little bit interested in philosophy, then maybe that's something you can get along with pretty well. If not, just look at the artwork and listen to blast beats. That's fine as well. Don't get me wrong. That's fine as well.
Now, you've been going since 2002, so you've been going for nearly a decade now. How do you feel that your music has changed and grown, and the band as a whole? How have you grown since the start, really?
Oh, that's a good question. When we started in 2002, we've been 15 and 16 years old, and actually this is still my first band, the first band I've ever played in, and I'm glad that we kept the band as a band itself. We had changing members within all the years, but the band is still alive, and we got the spot from transforming the band from a small hobby band of some teenagers who would just play a little bit of noise and try to be the fastest and heaviest band in the whole world, into a touring band, which gets the option to release quality music and on a professional basis with a label in the background and having good tours, such as here with Hate Eternal and Beneath the Massacre. So I'm really glad to have reached that stage. And of course we had a few other foreign tours with Cannibal Corpse in the US, with Nile and Triptychon in Japan, and well, actually that's everything I ever wanted to receive from a band. I guess it's even more we ever thought that might be possible. So everything that comes from now on is just a bonus.
As you mentioned there, you've toured with many amazing bands. Which one of them was your favourite, if you had to pick one? And do you think you learnt anything from them? Do you think they influenced your music from being around them as people?
Oh, there are a lot of bands I would mention right now, but especially I would mention Cannibal Corpse and Triptychon. Cannibal Corpse, because I learned personally a lot of those guys. I mean, that's a band that sold more than 1 million records with death metal within a decade, and they're still working as a team. There's not one guy or two guys who are a lead person or so. They're always a musical collective, and they're working together on all different things, whatever it is, touring, writing music, releasing the albums, and all albums have a concept. If you see a T-shirt, if you see a CD, if you listen to whatever they released or recorded ever, you absolutely have the feeling that, okay, that's the signature of Cannibal Corpse. It looks and sounds exactly like this band. That's something really important. And the other band I mentioned was Triptychon. It's the new Celtic Frost, and I really like those guys because they're the guitarist Victor Bullock, Vicentura, is one of my closest friends, and we had the chance to tour with them in Japan together with Nile, and I guess it was the weirdest experience in my life to have my birthday party together with Steve DiGiorgio and Tom G. Warrior in Tokyo. What the hell? But what we learned from that band is how it does not depend how much albums you sell. It's just the way you take care about your musicians within the band and how you behave within all the fans and other musicians. I mean, a guy like Tom G. Warrior, I don't know how many albums, albums he completely sold in his life. I don't want to know, but he's still a guy who's talking to people. He's friendly and stays with both feet to the bottom. I guess that's something other people just forgot.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you've been going for a decade, as I said, and you've done all of these amazing things with all these amazing bands. What's been the highlight of your career so far?
The absolutely highlight was the tour in Japan, and we had Steve DiGiorgio on bass, which is absolutely a dream because I'm a huge fan of Death. And the second huge highlight was a show at, what's that festival? Brutal Assault in Czech Republic. We've been there a few years ago, I guess in 2009 or 8. I'm not sure anymore, but we were scheduled pretty early, and we had to sleep in a hotel. So when we woke up and just met in the lobby, there were all the guys I've ever been looking up for. So you had Cynic there, Atheist there, Death without Chuck Schuldiner, and it was just amazing. So when we come to the lobby, all of those guys can, hey, blah, hi, you're the Obscura guys, I listened to your album and blah, and just be super friendly and helped us to find a way to the hospital, not the hospital, to the to the drinking hospital, to the festival, and they helped us to build up our stuff and just being the nicest guys ever. Really? And that was, I guess, besides all of the touring, that was one really important moment, and definitely a highlight.
Brilliant. And finally, what does the future hold for Obscura?
For our concept, 4 albums, we still have to record 2 additional records. And everything else, I don't know. We try to do some tours in places we've never been before. I'd love to go to India once, or South America. China would be awesome. And we're at the moment working on an Asian tour, full Asian, including Singapore, Malaysia, maybe even India, and that would be a dream. Everything else is, as I told you, it's just a bonus. I mean, we reached everything, and let's see what's happening.
Right, just after this interview airs on my radio show, I'll be playing a track from your brand new album. So which track should it be?
I'd love to hear the song Velocity, because it's the weirdest composition we ever released so far. I'm pretty sure, because it sounds like Mahavishnu Orchestra meets Emperor meets blast beats and shred guitars. Have fun.
Thank you very much for joining me. Do you have any final words for our listeners?
Try to support your small underground shows and small bands from your area, and see you on tour.
Thank you very much.
RedBeard, ship of metal.